It's currently the 17th of Beltane of Sumrod, what's called Adventure Tide. It has been windy and colder than normal, 43 degrees Fahrenheit outside and below freezing at night, with a chill, sharp wind. And for some of you, this will be right the next day after you've returned from your last expedition, because it took you at the end of the first day to get back, because you had the incident with the mental breakdown with the one person. So you rode straight back, so you'll have slept that day, and then the very next day now is Wode's Day. And so this would actually be occurring in the tavern right now, as soon as you get back and she leaves your service for Alaric and Caden on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And you're now at the Bristleback Inn. Just briefly, because this got brought up, I put this in chat, but here's a brief overview of what's going on at Zelkor's Ferry. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and it looks like we're about to add a stable. You have Alaric's Arrows over here with a bunch of tenements that have grown nearby on the secondary gate. There's room for more expansion and growth there. The Hounds, the Lodge of the Hounds of the Pine, and they have built a mercenary barracks that can house another 20 mercenaries, not including the 8 that already exist in your lodge. The lodge also has a common area, meeting area, and then characters can also stay there. Hi, Nostromo.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm really sorry if you were waiting on the roll, but we'll hop right in. We'll just start playing, if that's okay with you. I'll introduce you to my friends here, though. This is Christopher, John, and Dan. This is Nostromo. I don't think you've been in Otherworld, but I do know that he's played in Journeys into Darkness. So,
pleased to meet you.
So he's
same here.
I do know
nice to meet you.
An experienced
Same guys.
old school dungeon delver. So, and
this Hounds Mercenary Barracks is new, then, eh?
Now, the way buildings work is you get the use of a state as soon as you pay for it, but you can assume, as far as the fiction goes, that it's under construction for however long it needs to be. But that doesn't mean that you don't get the benefits of it. Anyways, you all are at the Bristleback Inn tonight on Wode's Day. I think, Alaric, you will have heard of Finbar. Finbar is someone who had journeyed... Ah, good. Yeah.
I've heard the name mentioned before, yes.
Excellent. Yeah. And Finbar, you will have definitely heard of Alaric, because he's one of the people that in the last season... I don't know if you fought in the battle. I don't think you fought in the battle.
No, I was not there. We were being traipsed around as prisoners, and the people who stole Sparks, my horse.
You lost Sparks during that time.
About.
But nonetheless, he's one of basically the heroes of Zelkor's Ferry, and has brought back all this treasure and everything, and everybody knows who Alaric is too. There are 3 people here. One of them you have been talking to for the past week. Probably Finbar. You probably talked to this person and said, hey, if you're trying to find your way into the Dungeon of Graves, we know a way in. And that person is Harold. What are Harold's kind of talents? What can he offer to the adventuring party?
Well, mostly just another guy that can defend you guys. I'm mostly a man at arms looking for a job.
Yeah, and it looks like he's even got something of tremendous value, which is a halberd. So that's pretty fancy. So Finbar, you met Harold during this time, and when they make it back. By the way, Finbar and Harold, you see this brief episode when they come back through the gates. They have just arrived back from an expedition into the Mouth of Doom. And there's a woman with them, and Caden is trying to console her, and she seems to just be hysterical and lose her mind and flee off into the dark.
Just a quick question. As she's fleeing, is she taking that fancy sword with her, or is that like something that's like up for grabs at this point?
I don't remember her having a Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
she
I
had a
gave her the fancy sword, but...
Yeah, I'll say she definitely just hands that right back to Caden and says, I don't want this anymore. So yeah, now you have D4 plus
I'll give
dexterity.
it to Finbar if he wants it.
I mean, I'll take it if you're giving it away.
I can't use it. I mean, I can, but it's not going to be helpful.
Okay, so remind me that it is a... You said it was D4 plus 2, and I can use my dex instead of my strength for rolls?
It's a D4 plus dex to attack.
Gotcha.
And then it just does D4 damage. So it's like a fancy dagger. But what it really is like a sword that's unusually light with a very thin blade that doesn't seem to rust very easily.
Nice.
Ross, am I required to say that would mean that I'd have a worse to hit than with a sword? Am I required to say that? Because of the dex thing?
Yeah, I think so. That's hilarious. I think it would make matters worse. You probably like cut your arm off or something.
Yeah. I'd have a -1 to hit with that. Actually, I'd be -2 because I have +1 with my sword. I'd be -2, yeah.
You could get
I
another.
mean, I got lucky. I have no bonuses to hit.
You could get another piece of estate and retire Alaric. You could pitch
No,
in
it's
with
right.
the stable.
I'm just saying.
Anyways,
He's going to go out fighting.
now I want to get you all to the dungeon. We're about 37 minutes in for the night. There are, of course, all sorts of people hanging out here. You know that the people of Zelkor's Ferry, at this point, they would follow you into the jaws of hell itself. They wouldn't necessarily stand and fight to the end, though, but you can't count that against them as they're just common workers and common folk. Two people in here do not look like common folk. They sit at two different tables. One of them seems a little more boisterous than the others. He is telling tales and singing songs and drinking, but you can see that they're both wearing like padded armor. What do you call it? Gambesons, a belt over top, leather boots. And you haven't seen these people, so they came in either through the boat or from the west. They're not sitting together, so you don't think they're associated with one another. One of them is sitting by himself.
Just as a aside, our calculations on who we should bring have changed quite a bit. I don't think we need both of our special mercenaries.
That's a good point. You could
The fighters, yeah.
You could just pack up everybody into the cart and not take any fighters.
That's true. All four of us would fit in the cart. Except we wouldn't have anybody to watch our horses and stuff.
No, you'd have the two mercenaries because one of the mercenaries has a... it'd be the same math, basically, but instead of the two fighters, you have the two new people.
Yeah.
And
does Nostromo have a horse?
No, but
no.
Alaric does, and then you have a cart.
Does have an extra horse.
Right. If we're going to travel by horse, I have a horse I can loan. If we're going to travel by cart, then I'll leave my horse because less chance of having another Sparks.
Yeah. Rip in peace.
Okay, if I do the math off the top of my head, if no one brings a cart, and you use an extra horse, and you only want to have 4 people and a dog, then you could just go straight there and just not take anything. But if you find something heavy, then you won't be able to take it back.
Right,
That's the downside to not having a mule cart, extra people, all that kind of stuff. But
The cart will slow us down, right?
it will, it goes 12 miles a day, so that's just outside of making it there.
We could take the wagon, and that would bring us up to 4 people on the wagon for the price of 2 horses. Will that slow us down? Sorry, is that what we were talking about?
I didn't see that would. It has it as the mode of transportation is either mule or horse.
Oh.
Maybe I'm wrong here, but I think
on some OSR thing, whether it be 1E or whatever, they definitely list travel by cart, horse cart, but I don't know what that is off the top of my head.
It says, I'm wrong. Yeah, it has wagon or cart, and it's the same as having a mule. So actually, if you want to get there in one day, like how, you've seen how nice that is, Caden, where you can take the road and just rush in there and you get there in like 6 or 7 hours of hard riding. Everybody probably just needs to be on a horse and not take anybody.
I'm alright with that.
You also have an extra horse. Wait, no, and then somebody has to watch the horses. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you probably have to. You could also take an extra horse and have a mercenary watch it, but there's a 10% chance something will go wrong.
Yeah, that's a 10% chance something goes wrong and we lose several horses.
Yeah, I think the calculations have changed.
Bring two mercenaries.
I think personally, if we just did the cart, we have to go through another day, but we also can bring back more loot.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
And frankly, it'll be more comfortable. Let's do that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, for Harold, just so you know, they have. There's a mix of characters here. I'm not going to introduce the characters. You'll learn them in gameplay, if that's okay. You'll learn them by their deeds instead of by their words. But just so you know mechanically what you're working with, tonight, Christopher here, who is playing Finbar, is the group caller. He is a fighter at level 1. Caden Graham, played by John, is a level 4 cleric, I think. Right?
Yeah, level 4, almost level 5.
Who also has a 2-hit die dog, a Rottweiler.
Yep.
And then Alaric, played by Dan, is a level 3 fighter. Level 4 fighter.
Just hit 4 and roll 2 hit points.
So you already have quite a bit of firepower going into this. And then Swords and Wizardry, of course, fighters attack 1-hit die monsters per level per turn. So, all right. And they're giving you a horse so that you can get there quickly.
And I posted the map in the chat.
If that's the case,
It's hard for me to switch things. I have to hold this cable, otherwise it yanks my head toward the screen. It's the joy of a wireless headphone that you forgot all day long in meetings, never charged afterwards.
Classic.
So, the sun rises on Wode's Day. Let's see here. It looks like it's windy and overcast, colder than normal, with the overcast skies and the wind. Some obscuration is kicked up that's limiting your visibility. So, Finbar, where do you go?
Well, I believe we'd like to take the road directly to the mouth of Doom itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which direction is that?
I believe that's out to the west there.
All right.
I had to do my never eat soggy waffles.
So you
my understanding is that there's a fallen statue at the sort of the beginning of the turn towards Rappan Athuk there.
You head out directly west, and you do intercept a road. So in taking that road to the south, a day's journey with horses and cart. And did you take 2 mercenaries, or you could take more? I think, with assuming that you took all your extra horses.
We decided to take 2 mercenaries to watch the things, unless somebody else has a different idea on it. I thought that's what I came to the conclusion that we were doing was.
Yeah, I thought so too.
In the majority of the day, when when the sun sets, with hard riding, you've made it. This is 12 miles to the south. The road, you notice, has started to become well packed from all the traffic back and forth. Now, on today or today, you didn't encounter any, but you know that there are logging camps and hills and even quarries where people are cutting stone and gathering other things as well. And anyways, so this road is starting to become fairly well traveled. But you make it about this far. You can see here to the south of you a tree line and some woods to your right, and then back behind you, you've just passed the bald hill of the saddle on the south side of it. And by that time, the sun has set. Finbar, what do you all do? It is freezing cold.
Yeah, you mentioned it would be very, very chilly. I believe we ought to make a camp. I don't know how far away from the road we should go. Considering we can't really take the wagon too far off the road, or off the road at all. I don't know what the terrain around the road here is. Should we organize watches through the night if we're going to have a fire anyway?
Oh yeah, we should definitely organize watches. We can take this is pretty flat land. We can take the wagon off the road so we're I wouldn't go out of sight of the road because there's just no point. It's not like we're going to be hidden or anything like that. So
right.
Might as well see anything coming easier. Definitely you should have watches, and we got enough people for that.
Yeah.
All right. So how about just like 50 yards east of the road? That way we're not like directly in the path there. For watches, we have 6 people total. So, I mean, I'm not really good at math.
Well, it's
we
okay.
could all do.
Yeah, you don't have to sort of like, divide
Parse
up parse it out. Instead, I'll tell you the point at which it matters. Now, being freezing cold, if you do not create a fire, there will be some sort of negative penalty. You'll start to freeze, and it'll affect the morale of your mercenaries. But
we're gonna make a fire. We're gonna have watches. It's gonna be good.
All right, so you set up watches. You get about 50 yards east off the road, and you start a fire, and you keep the fire going through the night. It is about the second watch of the night. It's sometime after midnight. Who is on second watch?
I'll do it.
Okay. So Harold, you're on the second watch of the night. Roll a d6.
Four.
A 4. On the second watch, Harold, you hear something a ways off in the distance. It sounds like a large number of things tromping around in the bushes.
I'll immediately wake up everyone. Tell him about it.
Okay. You all wake up, and by the time you do, by the time everybody kind of wakes up, you all hear it. It sounds like it's growing louder and coming at you faster.
If we can tell the direction, Harold, let's maybe set up a cover with the wagon and see what's coming.
Circle the wagons. Defensive positions, boys.
We only have one wagon, but we'll
we'll circle that.
The wagon.
Yeah.
You put the wagon between. Do you put it on the near side of the fire or the far side of the fire to use as cover?
We want to have the fire on the outside so we can see clearly and have them staring at the fire.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put you.
And any of us who have bows, we should be ready with bows. I have a bow, so I'll have that out.
I think the mercenaries are along with it, aren't they?
No one told me.
Oh.
So
roll random which ones we got.
I will, actually. Let's see what we got.
That may have been my fault.
No, it's okay.
It's totally his fault.
There's a
Guys, it's my first time as group caller. Okay.
There's one longbowman. No, it's not a caller thing. It's there was a guy who was managing all the different types of mercenaries. That spreadsheets.
I don't even know Finn. I don't even know any of the mercenaries. I've never really. I had like 2 events with mercenaries.
Yeah. Okay, so one of them turns out to be a longbowman. The rest of them have pole arms. You all gather behind the wagon on the near side of the fire. It's good that you did. let's see. Finbar, roll a d6 for initiative.
Oh, sure thing. I got a 6. Is that good? I can't remember.
Yeah, that's great.
It's the best you can get.
Okay. Sometimes 1 is good. Sometimes 6 is good.
Right. Yeah, it's the way I remember it is for a d6, you want to roll low if it's something in you, like you're trying to pick a lock and trying to muster the most amount of skill you can. But you want to roll high if it's something outside of you, like moving faster than an enemy.
Never thought of that.
That's interesting.
Cool, because that is one of the failings of the original systems, is that there's no consistency in it. But I'm fine with it. I just always knew what you needed for what.
Yeah, that's how I remember is it's always roll low whenever it's something you're trying to do the best inside yourself, and it's roll high if it's something in the environment you're trying to do better than. All right, so because it's initiative, it's roll high, and you guys are able to act first. I'll tell you, you can't see from where you are, but something in the distance, they are running towards you, and there are many feet.
They sound like, well, I guess I can't tell what size feet.
You could guess that they are
not like the wolves or anything.
Medium size, so not like a beast. It could be
Okay.
it could be people. It could be big people, little people, but it's something in that kind of medium range. It's not beasts. It's not horses. It's not giants. Yeah.
Now here's an interesting question that I've always house rule one way or the other in the games. What do you do in an OSR type game where I know they have it in the 5e, and it existed in OSR when people decided it existed, but the concept, you win initiative, the foe is charging, but they're outside of range. Why wouldn't you wait to fire the moment they get in range?
Yeah.
Right.
If you're, I'm not talking about melee.
Well,
you can't do melee that way, but you can do.
Yeah, and I have my theory on this game. I've went back and forth on that in this game, but meanwhile, let's stay in the combat.
Yep.
The Finbar, what's the plan for the group? What do you all do? That's the most important thing, is what's the plan?
Me and Nostromo both have pole arms, so we could set up a second line behind our boys Caden and Alaric. I can't remember. And then it could be Caden, Alaric, and then the mercenary fighters, and then a second line with pole arms, and then archers in the back.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of like that, actually. Me. Gotcha. All right, and
I don't think we could stop the dog from being.
Is the plan just to wait until they advance on your position and then fire with whatever ranged weapons and then defend? Is that the plan?
I mean, if we have some way to, we can put pitch on the archers' bows.
How far away can I use light?
Finbar, no, I wouldn't say that you could improvise pitch, and this is all happening in a matter of seconds. They'll probably be here in like 30 seconds time. Sorry, John. How far can you use light? It's got a range on the spell, I think, but I think it's like 120 feet or something.
It's a pretty long range.
Now it's tripled, I think, in yards when you're doing. Yes, it becomes
yards outside. It actually makes, depending on what it charges us, Caden, it might be very good to cast once whatever charges us, because some of these creatures may be creatures that are discomfited by bright light.
That's true.
General area.
I was going to try to light up where they are so we can see what they are, but we can wait.
Yeah, do you want to wait, or do you want to try to do that?
I'll just wait then.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that you could cast where they are, where you would then be able to act, whatever. But yeah, I think it might be good to make them fight in bright light.
Okay.
Okay. So with you all waiting, they are able to take their turn and move. Come on, roll 20.
They're heading right for us.
Let's see. They are able to move basically their combat movement distance.
If we have archers in the back, I'm actually an archer. Who else is an archer?
Because they move,
that's a good call.
They can't fire, but they don't seem to make it in the light of your campfire here on that turn either. And you can roll another d6 Finbar.
Oh.
You got to get a 6.
Nah. Nope.
Okay. From this position where they are, I got to see if they have something in particular out here.
Yeah. I have some suspicions about what they are, but we'll see.
In
I have no
theory,
suspicions
at
about
least
what
3
they're.
of us have partial cover.
Yeah, I'm using my sneak until they get close.
Let's see. They have D8. All right. 1, 2. So I'll say it's however many have it. Oof, all of them. They fire arrows and take positions in the dark from where they are. So since they went first, they hunker down from where they're at, and they 10 of them are going to fire arrows twice. And then I'm just going to go for like from left to right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give them a -2 because even though you all have a campfire, it's still they're firing in the dark. It's still not great. So,
And then we should have cover on the people who are behind the wagon, because we're not going to be like staring out.
actually, that's a good point. You all said you took cover, so I'm going to give them a
Yeah.
-4 because you took cover and you're around the wagon and everything like that. Okay,
So they're not going to light them up.
this is going to be
Sounds right, Caleb.
20 attacks at -4.
Whew.
So, does anyone have an armor class of 13 or less? No.
Nope.
Everybody's got a higher armor class.
No.
Okay. So, let's see here. Is anybody armor class 16? Ascending armor class 16?
Yeah.
I'm at 15.
15?
For
15,
defensive purposes, my effective armor class is 16.
I'm at 16. I thought I was higher. I'm at 16. Oh, well, Matt,
I'll do the
plus
math
there's
for the -4. So just let me know your...
Yeah, 16
Actually,
is
in
my
fact...
actual AC.
Okay, so you got Alaric has 16. Harold has 15?
16.
16. Caden has
17
15.
if I had a normal
Finbar has... What's Finbar's?
It's 15, but I also have a parry ability. I don't know if that
Nice.
technically counts.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no,
It's-
wait. No,
it's
you got to be in
minus-
melee, actually, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good point. Okay, so 15.
He has actual parry abilities.
Okay, so
Guess
here
what
we
my
go from
parry
left
is?
to right.
-1.
There's also the dog. Will the dog
Yeah.
perish in this battle?
Oh, that
be
would
really
be
sad.
horrible.
I know, right?
Pretty sure the dog is a more competent fighter than Finbar is.
It's probably going to happen.
Armor class 12. Yeah. So let's
That's
see.
my luck.
But do you
All right.
think they'd even see the dog from that distance behind a wagon? I think the dog would be a not even seeable thing.
They miss the dog. They miss Alaric. No, wait. There's a nat 20. What's a longbow's damage?
1 to 8. No, 1 to. Hang on a second.
It's 1d8, I believe.
1d6
Yeah.
plus 0.
Is it really?
Oh.
Yeah, it's only 5e and stuff that has 1d8.
That's crazy.
1e had 1d8 if you got sheep
I thought
arrows,
it was
but
in
that was late.
OSE
1e.
had it too. But anyways, Alaric, you take 5 damage from that
Wow.
nat 20. And then Finbar, they miss. Harold, they miss. And then mercenaries, they hit one of the mercenaries. 4 damage. I think that'll actually kill that mercenary.
Rip.
And then, let's see, and then they're attacking the fighters. They hit one of the fighters for 1 damage. All right, that's their turn. They can't do anything else on their turn. What do you do?
I'm going to cast light on them
All right.
Yeah, I don't think we can just
where I
stay here.
think they are.
You can tell where they are, even in the dark. I mean, you can hear
Yeah.
them and stuff, so
Yep, and if possible, try to get some of the approach in
Boom.
light too. So,
you
oh no, that's too far away. So never
you
mind.
cast light. I will say, if you want, now you would deal with exhaustion. You would need to find a place to rest, go into the next day, or accept a penalty. But having cast light in this dark place with these monsters, I'll say that you can even like load up the wagon and get out of here. Probably, there's a chance you could do that if that was your goal.
Well,
What, do you want to kill them? Or
I think we can. Now that we can see them, we can probably move up and fight them, right?
I think so. I mean, they might give us a chance to shoot us again.
Can we get a description of the monsters just to see if any of our friends have seen them before?
Yeah, you have seen things like this with them being lit now. They look like some kind of strange, mutated, unusual-looking humanoids. Like they
Oh,
are.
Mom had dueled one of them last time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Huh. Wonder if we can pull that again.
You only have about 10 seconds left to decide what you're going to do.
Sorry. I don't know how far it is from the cart to this ridge here.
What's the plan? What are you trying to do?
I would want to move up. I would want to move up and try to maintain some cover. So just like a dash to a cover.
So you want to, since they're firing arrows, the plan is to dash between cover and maintain cover so you can get up close and start fighting them? Is that the idea?
That would be my idea.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to fight you.
If everybody, and actually it occurs to me that the one guy with the longbow didn't get to shoot. He lost. He missed anyway. Yeah, you all can take the turn to move into cover. I think that to maintain cover, that's as far as you could go, is to this upturned tree. 2 of you can maintain complete cover, but not all of you. Who's going to stay in complete cover and who's not?
Well, I think I have the less armor class. So
Yeah, I'll dive out into, I guess, partial cover, eh?
I'll be at full cover, I guess.
I have a 16, so if anybody has worse than that, you take cover.
Yeah, 15.
Anybody can remind me. Now, this is your all's turn, so Finbar, you can roll a d6 for initiative again. Oof. Okay.
Not ideal.
Yeah.
Definitely not ideal.
They are already in cover behind this tree, so they're satisfied just to fire volleys of arrows in here. So they're going to do that again. They'll get it at a -4 for anybody in cover, and then anybody
Who's
that I
the
said.
second cover who has spent worse than 16?
It's Caden and
Thank you. Then I'm
Harold.
partial then.
All
Yeah,
right,
me too.
Caden, are you in full cover?
Yep.
You're in full cover.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This misses you then. And then Alaric, let's see,
Partial.
-4, and your AC is 16, so it misses. Let's see, moving on, 18 for Harold. Harold's AC is 16, and so it misses. And moving on to the mercenaries, there's one remaining mercenary with a longbow. They miss. And then there are 2 fighters, and with a -4, they miss. So they missed.
Yay.
And now you are able to act. If you wanted to move in this turn, I'll say that you can actually move and attack if that's the goal.
Yeah, if I can make it up, to them, I'll start swinging.
All
Me
right,
and my dog are going up there too.
Alaric, you can make 4 attacks on this round.
Nice.
Or, oh my gosh,
Mercenaries,
built
he
different.
drops his longbow, draws his polearm,
Yeah.
and charges screaming into the
7,
darkness.
baby. Hit armor
Oh,
class
no.
14 on the second one.
All right, you killed one of them. Missed.
Hit armor class
I don't know what to
23.
roll for the dog.
what is that? 23. You have a +4.
Well, that's because I have a +1 weapon and my level gives me +2 and +1 from strength.
This guy's built different. I wouldn't feel too bad about not having
You're-
a dex
Roll
bonus.
for the roll for the dog.
Oh, and a natural
Yeah.
20
Oh my
Nice.
and a
Do you-
max damage at the same time. Wow, that's
You're-
2 maxes.
Your target is ascending armor class 14. Yeah, so
That's 3 hits.
you see Alaric just like a tornado, just hew 3 of these things down, just like.
Good lord.
That's why I jumped in the middle.
Go out
Actually, I
there.
didn't know I had multiple attacks. I jumped in the middle because I'm a fool that way.
Let's see
I
here.
thought these
So
You got a +4?
Caden misses.
No, I have a +1 for strength, +1 for a magic weapon, and then my
Missed.
level.
Finbar and Harold, you can roll.
Okay, I just want to double check on this exotic sword I got. So it's a 1d20 plus the dex to hit, and then 1d4 plus the dex for damage, right?
So you rolled a hit. So you roll a d20,
Yeah.
and you'll add your dexterity to hit.
Okay.
And Ross, just so people are aware, because this game, unlike Fantasy Grounds, doesn't take into account your level when you roll. So I found this out after several weeks of playing. So what you got to do is, if your to hit is not the first level to hit, whatever it is for your class, you got to add that as if it was a plus on your weapon or something like that. So for example,
they're all level 1 anyway.
No, but Cleric is level 4, so he's plus 1 from the very first time. I don't know if he's ever done that.
Oh, okay.
Plus 1 for what?
Yeah, like your normal to hit armor class 9 at level 1 is a 10. To hit armor class 9 at level 3 to 4 is a 9. So you should have plus 1 on all your attacks.
Because you're level. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
Okay, so you actually hit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you want to roll damage. Thank you. Yeah, good point. Okay, anyways, 11 misses and then Herald.
Well, that was for the dog.
Oh,
The
okay.
13.
Gotcha. Okay, so
The
it misses.
dog, how many hit dice is he? He has an 8 to hit level 9, but he probably already took care of that.
All right, and then damage. That hits. It's armor class 14.
So the dog
For
should be
Herald?
plus 2 naturally.
Yeah, I'm adding the.
Oh, then it did hit.
There you go.
It's 8.
All right, and you're right here, so you kill one.
I think the dog did 6, so
Yeah, the dog should have a plus 2 to hit, because this game does not take into account your to hits. It just rolls the dice.
I just gave him some basic stats. It's he does a no, actually it's true, plus 2 to attack.
Right, no, it's because of his level, not because of any stat.
Yeah, no, yeah. Anyways, yeah, actually it does hit. So you, 4 damage. Okay, gotcha. All right, let's see. Finbar, roll a d6, please.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna roll their morale because this is not working out well, but they pass.
I think it was 1d6 plus 2, wasn't it?
Yes, actually. Okay, so that actually kills this one. All right, let's see. You roll a 4. I got a 2, so you are able to act first.
Nice.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll for the. Actually, these are 4th level fighters. What am I doing? They have 4 attacks. So let me resolve all those. One of those hits.
I feel somewhat unqualified to lead this group.
And 2
Thinking
of those
gets
hit.
people killed or survived more than swinging does.
And I will go ahead and roll for the last round because that wasn't fair because you all got missed 3 attacks that you should have gotten. And they missed them all, actually. All right.
You predicted it.
So, did anybody else hit and do any damage?
Yeah,
This is a
2.
new round, right?
You did 2?
Yes.
Okay.
And the dog did 3.
Okay. Dog did 3? Okay. Actually, I think
I hit
that's-
3 times.
I think that might be it. Yeah, actually, that
Ooh.
kills it.
Good lord, Lark.
Oof. Okay, yeah, you just
This level
You s-
makes a difference because it increased my hit again.
you see a lark just like hew down the rest of them, just lob their heads off and kick them off, and you find that you're just standing in the steaming blood and sweat and everything in the cold dark is rising up from the ground as there's just bodies that are twitching on the ground.
All
We
right.
need to figure out where these guys are coming from.
Yeah. What say you guys? Should we see if we can find a back pit trail?
Oh, so like see if we can track them back to where they came from.
Not necessarily all the way, but I'm saying in case they had a camp or something nearby. Because for all we know, they have
Yep.
prisoners or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good idea, I think. Sorry, what time is it? It's just past midnight?
Yeah, it's just past midnight.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we need to rest more, right?
Yeah,
we
we
need to
would
rest.
need
It's
to
just a
rest
matter of
more.
like, I'm not talking about spending a 5-hour back trail. I'm talking about like, let's travel and see if they were nearby here or
Yeah.
far away. If they were
Sure.
far away, then we leave it.
Maybe the
Yeah.
dog can even help with that.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah.
He's got a big old sniffer on him.
He can't because you have to train him.
Ah, okay.
He levels up.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I forgot to mention he was definitely growling, and I didn't roll that, so I apologize. He can alert you to danger on something like a 2 and 6, and then he can attack. And he will almost never flee. I set the morale almost like what is it, to 12, you know, so like if you get the worst result, maybe he'll flee or something. But anyways,
So I can spend time training him.
yeah, and he'll take time as he levels, but eventually he'll be able to do like that one thing, like track, or he'll be able to, you know, or whatever it is, you know.
Fetch, shake hands, roll over.
Yeah. You know what? I like it because then it could aid in reaction rolls and charisma checks and stuff, like having a cute dog. Anyways.
Don't even think of Caden, you're a priest. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, no.
Charisma is the OP stat in this game, in my opinion. Anyways, I'm looking. So here's the thing. From where you are, the trail, it looks like they traveled on their own as a single war band. You slew 10 of these things. I will get you their treasure later. I assume that you searched them.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Alaric slew 10 of these things.
And we'll look for any kind of tribal emblems or anything that might help us later identify. I'll take anything that looks like a fetish or emblem or something like that, because this looks like a organized group.
Yeah, do they have, are they war painted with a specific color or anything like that?
So, okay, yeah, you search their stuff and you actually find a crude carving on a piece of wood that they carry like a totem or a votive. And it has, the best you can tell, it's probably Caden that recognizes this. It looks like the symbols of the god of death that you've seen.
Ah. Chaos Cultists of some sort.
And let's mark on the map where this occurred, so we can give information to Odo, because this is implying that we got another bunch of muninoids, whatever.
They've attacked us on the way to the dungeon before.
They have, and
I have not run into them yet.
None of us really thought to think that, hey, these might be roving war bands that are walking around. We just thought that they might have been unorganized in some way.
The trail goes this way, by the way.
Okay.
But it seems like they were alone.
Right. Okay.
Is there a big river that way too?
Yeah.
Well, there might be something over there in between this road and that river there. The last time they attacked us, we were up by the fallen statue.
Okay.
I used Cure Light Wounds on 2 people.
I could use a Cure Light Wounds, unless more than 2 people besides me need it. Then they
not
should
injured.
go.
I think it was actually just you and the mercenary.
Yeah, 6 and a 5.
Okay. Either one of those brings me to full.
All right. Caden's even able to cure everybody, bring them back to full health. So you can either try to continue sleeping further into the day, or you can move and then try to rest somewhere else, or you can accept a penalty from not having
I think
slept.
because we're already set up here.
Yeah.
And also we kind of even know the layout of the area too a little bit more than trying to start anew somewhere else.
All right.
Yep.
Do any of them have spears or other polearms?
They do.
All right. I'd like to stick some spears in the ground and try to hook their armor through it, making them stand up, facing out from our camp.
We're making decoys.
Put up their totem too.
Huh?
Didn't they have a totem? Couldn't we put that up too?
No, it's
No,
like
the totem we want to hang on to,
okay.
just so we can show it to.
like
I'm just thinking of leaving them aiming that way. Maybe a distraction in the dark.
Yeah.
Maybe a warning to others.
Yeah, like a Vlad Tepish style.
I'm not sticking a.
Not heads. Obviously.
Let's keep
Not
moving
barbarians.
so we can get to the dungeon. This is kind of what happens. You have to sort of sleep in the next day to not get a penalty. So I assume you do that. When you travel the next day, you make it about this far. Then, if you're still going to the dungeon, you make it to the tree line, and you cannot bring the cart into the tree line. You'll have to. You could hide it just within the tree line, but that's about how far you make it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ruck it all the way to the rest the mouth of doom there.
Hive it, cover it up with the leaves.
All right.
And now, do we have to leave one of the fighters with it too, because we lost a mercenary? I think we don't want to leave only one mercenary.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with leaving one of the fighters.
Okay. I forgot you brought both fighters. Initially, we were saying, wait, I thought you said you didn't bring any of the fighters. You brought 2 mercenaries, and then I think
I considered bringing that up as you set up the fight there, but
I think I
as you'd already set it up, we'll retcon it and say we brought them all.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so one of them's name is Brenog, and the other one is Singa, and these are extremely.
He's easier to pronounce.
Yeah, I want to take Brenog.
They're very experienced soldiers from the west, from the western reaches south of Port Town, and they have dealt with things like this before. But as you're setting this up, and Singa and the remaining mercenary are getting ready to prepare for your departure, Finbar, roll a d6. It's currently noon.
The 5.
5. Okay.
Natural 5.
Okay. You hear something rustling in the trees just nearby. Like you see like the leaves in the trees like across multiple trees nearby.
Tell everyone, hold up. Wait, stop moving. Listen.
Do we hear anything?
That's the tree noises.
Everybody can make a listen check. A d6 to roll low.
Nice.
I rolled a 1.
2.
Okay.
Wow, a lot of low rolls.
Only Alaric remembers what this is and knows. You think the leaves just gently moving in the wind, and you're like, that's not wind. And the tree branches are not branches, they're gigantic spider legs. They're about to pounce within moments.
Uh-oh.
And there is a lot of them.
Is this nighttime or daytime?
Daytime, it's noon.
Damn it. Torches would be nice.
Yeah.
We're gonna set up.
I reckon we're probably not going to be able to run away from these guys. We should probably
Well,
close
we
ranks.
should definitely back out. I think there's no point in setting up in the trees. Let's back the heck out as quick as possible, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, you have horses.
Right. Let's back the heck out on the horses and see if they come out after us.
Okay.
Come back.
If you get on horses, I'm gonna be really crappy about this.
It's fine.
This is gonna be what it comes down to. 2 people are currently not in the wagon. So they're either the spiders are gonna get to pounce or they're gonna make it in the wagon. That's what it comes down to. So it's that fighter and the mercenary. So I'm gonna make a dex save for these 2. They have to beat a.
We're gonna just stay and fight them.
Can we tell like how many there might be?
There's a lot.
Okay.
Somewhere on either side of a dozen.
They weren't here Monday either.
You think? But anyways,
Well,
they failed. And I heard you say that you're gonna flee and you're gonna try to get away from the tree line. So you managed to do that because you have horses. But 2 of them don't. So these things pounce.
We're gonna let them die?
Well, this all happens in a moment. Everybody's just trying to like get away from the tree line.
yeah, it's not that we're
Yeah.
leaving them. We're all
This
heading
isn't-
for it. It's that they didn't make it, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Or we did?
Or they did. I don't know.
So, and that's the thing. They only get bit once, and you find that is way more than enough. I don't even have to roll for damage. Like, they get bit by these things, and you just see them freeze up and fall over, and then get dragged back into the forest.
Well, that's not super ideal.
No.
Well,
Can we, like, maybe go around the Because each were around the sun.
And I'm going to roll a morale check for the remaining
Light up.
fighter, because this is getting
Light
to be
up
a
torches.
bit much for him. He
Yeah,
passes, though.
Moon away from the while on horses, we should light up torches. Maybe we can.
Yeah, we think
Let's
we
drive
stay
can burn
alive.
around.
Well, yeah, maybe we could try that.
I don't mean
How-
for light. I mean for burning.
Yeah, how dense is the forestry here?
It is. There hasn't been any precipitation in the past week. The biggest problem is that the winds and the cold could put out the torches. But if somebody has oil,
I've got oil.
Yep,
how much you got?
I got 6 things of oil.
I have a lamp of oil, but that's like lantern oil. I don't know if that counts. It's not like a flask.
Yeah, all I have is lantern oil. I don't have naphtha or anything. Like
I have 5.
I will say you're pretty confident you could burn down that near side of the tree line if you use 4 flasks of oil and then set it ablaze.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. This takes time. You can only hope that you at least burn their bodies in the process. You create a huge conflagration, this fire. I'm going to actually roll in the time that it takes to see if anything... And you gather something's attention.
Whose oil are we taking?
I only have the one.
I'll give up my 4.
well, no, if it's less than all of ours, then give you half of yours, and I'll give half of mine.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Here we go.
Some days going to the dungeon is like this.
Yep.
Fin-
Some days it just doesn't go your way.
Finbar, roll a d6.
Yes, sir.
All
3.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
At least we don't have to worry about the trees anymore.
That. Okay. Finbar, you notice as you're waiting for this to burn, and you're, probably, Caden, you're saying prayers, benedictions over the death of these 3 people. I assume also you took the dead body of the last person.
3? Oh, yeah.
From earlier, yeah.
And you hear a weird yipping, chirping noise off in the distance. You see tiny little figures off in the tree line about 120 yards away. They see this giant fire start up, and they seem to be worshiping it. They're falling down to the ground.
Sometimes.
How many are there?
There are 8 of them.
They look familiar to anybody here?
Yeah, what do they look like?
They look like tiny little dog lizards that are about
Oh, we should kill them.
3 feet tall.
Oh, have I seen them perhaps surrounding an ogre?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
120 of them.
That's
Yeah.
Let's kill them.
It's fun because it's kind of weird and cute, And Finbar's like, has anybody seen this? And Caden's just like, kill them now.
They need to die.
All right. You loose some arrows, and they will scatter and run into the tree line unless you run
thank
after
you.
them.
I fired... Oh, no, I never got the
Right,
fire
go
arrows.
after
Never
them.
mind. I do not believe we should be chasing
Okay.
these creatures into... It's not really our mission.
Yeah, you said they hang around ogres. I'm not entirely into that.
Well, it's a one
Just
ogre,
one ogre,
and
yeah.
we owe that ogre, but unfortunately, that's not a priority right now.
Yeah.
You owe him? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So this takes some time. It's actually early evening by the time the fires die down and you do all that stuff. Now you have, 2 people are missing. You only have 1 fighter left. You have the horses and the cart. You're outside the tree line. What do you do?
See, this is why I don't like bringing horses to a dungeon.
I mean, at this point, do you guys even want to still go investigate the Mouth of Doom? Or do you want to bail and do something else?
But we have nobody to guard the horses.
Yeah, it would just be us 4 down there.
I'll be right
we
back.
leave
I'm
the
so
fighter.
sorry.
Oh, you're good.
No problem.
We got some.
I will not leave my horses out there. You just asked
yeah.
me to borrow one, so I've got 2 of my horses.
No, I don't want to leave them out there with just one guy either.
Well, I could do the same thing I did Monday and leave my dog too.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing is, you guys are more experienced, like, in the area. Is there anything else we can go and investigate that doesn't require us leaving all of our stuff just lying around?
No, only standing things we've found and dealt with. The only thing we do is wander and look for patrols and things like that, or areas we've never been to at all, which would mean traveling pretty far.
We've got a wagon, got horses.
No, it means traveling pretty far, which means that we are extending ourselves and we don't know what we could run into.
The only thing is we could try to figure out where those things came from. That's about the only lead.
The only concern I would have with that is I don't think we can bring the wagon over this terrain.
Yeah,
like
we're not going to be able
off
to
the
bring the
road.
wagon through a lot of the terrain, actually, because like the woods where we used to go, where the other goblins were and stuff, or whatever creatures we call them as, that's wooded area. We won't be able to bring a wagon through that.
So we would have to leave the wagon. So that would probably just pretty much instantly get robbed, if we're being honest. That's realistically, that's just getting robbed the second we leave it.
If I leave my dog outside, does that help?
You could leave the dog with the fighter again. You did that Monday.
Yeah.
We'll give it a 5% chance of something going wrong, and I'll roll it as soon as you make your decision, if that's what the plan is.
What do you think, Alaric? Nostromo?
That's just the four of us going in, then, right?
That would just be the four of us.
It's fine, but with me, I'll go.
We do already have a lead in Mouth of Doom. We didn't go to the left of that crypt room.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, 73, well above a 0.5. So, all right, you leave the last fighter. He looks relieved, actually, after everything he's seen, to stay with the dog, and just hunker down.
I was hoping
with some
for more
horses.
complaining.
Yeah, he's thinking this is probably his best bet to stay alive at this point, and probably will not re-enter your service when he can return if he makes any money.
Can't blame him.
Right, but we will be sure. I personally would want. This is not talking in front of him, but I personally would want, if we get out and he's still there, which is, by the way, not a guarantee. If you get out and he's still there, I want him to get a cut of our treasure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Afterwards, because he would have been in.
Oh yeah, no, he insists on that.
No, a cut of our treasure.
No, yeah. He's
Not,
like, no,
not
I'm
the
gonna
treasure.
get.
From I'm not saying not a cut of the treasure that I'm saying a cut of our portion of the treasure, as a for Weregild and.
Yeah, you might lure him back. Then he might be like, oh well, I actually have to pay that
because he didn't bargain for that, and.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Let me put Harold's token in here, and then
maybe I'm talking too much, but for me, treasure is more valuable as experience than the actual gold.
Who is carrying the? What's the order of battle? Like who's in the front rank and who's behind?
I'll be in the front with somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's just the four of us, I'll be in the front as well.
Okay.
I'll be second then.
All right, with the dog, and then Harold.
We're leaving the dog outside.
Oh, sorry, thank you. And then lastly, who's carrying the lantern or torch, and which is it?
I would say maybe Caden?
Yeah, I'll carry it.
All right.
Do you have a shield that you have to use or something?
Is it a torch or a lantern?
Lantern, you
I have
can
a
carry
lantern.
your torch, either one, like that.
All right, here you go. And I apologize, we're moving kind of fast, but Harold, when you made it to the tree line, they made all these plans. You passed beyond the tree line, and you zigzagged in this path up a mountainside, and about halfway up the mountainside, there's this massive stone face, a demonic face, and in its mouth is a dark hole leading down. And you find that they all enter into the mouth of this demon and enter in, and they travel down these onyx black steps for quite some ways until finally you make it down into this place. The air is stifling and stale. The lantern sputters and gasps for air. You find you can hear your heartbeat beating in your ears in this place, and you feel there's something hazy about it, something that just seems different, as if you're not sure how time is passing. You feel a little disoriented for some reason. Maybe just because you're so far underground. But anyways, this place is covered in large stone slabs that must have been excavated and then cut and then set here many, many ages ago. In this first room at the bottom of these stairs are alcoves. You can look around the alcoves and see that this group has already explored many of them. From here, Finbar, where do we go?
Yeah, so I'd like to follow the lead that we had last time, and the quickest way to go is just to go through the it's through the northern door.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The western door, I think, is the one where the portcullis fell.
I've never been
Now,
here.
I'll move the tokens, Harold, just because, at least for me, I have lag issues on my end, so you'll see me move the tokens and then pan the camera and stuff, and think of it more like if we were in real life and had a battle map and battle mat instead of a video game or virtual tabletop.
I love those battle maps.
Yeah, Chess X. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
Okay, so the first thing that happens when you and you already have this area mapped, right? Or do you need me to describe
Yes,
it?
We have this room mapped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up until this room and it's mapped.
So
And
there
real
you are.
quick-
Then you make it up to this room then, and you see there's that portion of the wall torn out here, although you can't see it in the map. And then there's a passageway to the northwest side of the room. And then, of course, again, when I say north, south, east, west, that's just a relative construct.
Right.
It means nothing. And anyways, to the southwest is this other diagonal passageway that's about 7 feet wide.
The only question I have is for the group that's been there, just a quick recap of not the events, but what's to the right through those secret doors.
Right.
What are those things?
So the broken wall directly to our right, there's a room with a sarcophagus and presumably some dead, rotting bodies in there. We had Father Bloombad and Caden with us last time, and they made short work of all the undead. There's another wall that we broke through to the right of that. You can see this on the map.
Yeah.
That is a big open area where a group of brigands were camping. There's
Got
a
it.
suspicious stone dais there that we've been assured has nothing on it, but we're still not, it's still suspicious at best.
And exit to winding tunnels.
Yep, we did not go down that tunnel. That's just what Magnus's friend told us, his new friend. And then the south of that is another busted down corridor that we made. And then that's the S's on the map there. Those are the broken walls. And then we did explore further to the right there. But
Gotcha. All right. Just wanted an idea what was in the area, meaning like what things you met is so you covered it.
right.
Good.
Our understanding is that this the broken walls here, this crypt room, and then this hidden table room there with the exit to the winding, that was pretty well hidden. There wasn't really anything else that came through that besides the guys that we made and sold to Oda.
Got it. Okay, so do you want to go on the northern one or the southern one?
I think we ought to go on the northern one. Go the
Okay.
extremities moving in,
I like north one as well.
All right, and I just want to make sure I understand the base movement rate of the group is a movement rate of 9 right now.
I'm at 9 right now. Yeah. I
Yeah,
can go
9.
Okay. It's still 240. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry.
I'd
you
like
wanna
everyone
go
to,
here, right?
if they can look at their gear, think to themselves how they could get to 12 if we need to. That's all I'm saying.
Let's see. That's 120. So
Yeah, I could drop a few things if I have to.
the first thing is you come up
I'm
here and
already at
there's
12.
who's mapping, by the way?
I am.
Okay, so the first thing is you come up to the top part of this room, and the northwest edge of this room. This continues on to the edge of your lantern light. I'm going to pan the camera again. Oh wait, it doesn't because I'm at the top. That's why. There we go. Do you continue down the hallway?
Yes. It
Okay.
looks like there might be a fork in the hallway up there, or maybe an opening in the room, like
Yeah.
an opening to another. Yeah, there it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, let's see here. You come to the end of this hallway. So altogether, from the northwest edge of that room, the hallway was about 50 feet long until you got to another room. This room is a rectangular room that's 40 feet north to south and 30 feet east to west. You can see in this room, and it's completely barren. There's nothing in this room at all. There's a diagonal passageway continuing to the southeast at the bottom part of the room, and a passage to the south.
You said north to south it was 40 feet?
Yes.
Okay. I reckon we take this diagonal pathway, see if they meet up somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there doors in between these, by the way?
No doors.
Okay.
This just seems to be a completely barren passageway.
Interesting.
When you take the southeast passageway, this passageway is about 30 feet long, and you find that it meets at a vertex. Vertex?
Yeah, vertex sounds good.
Vertex.
Vertus.
Yeah. a Y intersection where these passageways, both of them, are 30 feet long leading into this, and there's a door right here. And then this passageway leads south, 40 feet to the end. And I need to make a check, as 30 minutes have passed in dungeon time.
And then before we move on,
Or
maybe
not
somebody
30
should
minutes.
be probing with a pole of some variety if somebody has a pole.
Yeah. I'll poke the door with the pole.
All right, you poke the door with the pole. I should note,
Below us.
there's a pair of boots and a metal gauntlet lying in front of the door, of this door.
Okay.
Huh.
How big are the boots? Sorry, like size 10.
Yeah, give me a second here, because that's an interesting question.
I will have nothing to say here
What's that?
because the only thing I've ever done in this dungeon was go from the main room to this hall. And
Really?
then I got called away. It was at a con, and then I got called away. And I came back at another spot, which was only for another few minutes, and I got called away. It was a bad work day.
Oh.
So that's all I've ever done in 5e, but I did that in a online con, so I'm familiar with this one area. Actually, not familiar with what happens very far, but this one area, yeah.
Yeah, so they are tiny boots.
So more on the Kevin Hart than the Shaq spectrum then.
Yeah, smaller than Kevin Hart. They're like little people boots.
I'm gonna toss a little stone at the door.
Okay, that's an interesting. Let me see here. You toss a stone at the door, and it sticks to the door.
Interesting.
Oh.
It's magnetic. These rocks must be made of iron.
That's one solution.
This is an 8th century Celtic farmer that knows Maxwell's theory of electromagnetism.
He's run into meteor rocks.
Meteor iron, yeah. Classic. I just called it witchcraft.
Well,
I don't really want to touch it if it's like stuff sticking to it. Is it? Wait. Do we think it's just rocks? Somebody want to toss like? Oh, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a drink of my water skin and spit it against the door. See if that sticks.
You throw water against it.
Yeah.
You throw water against it, and it splashes against it, and it just runs down like water. You do notice that it seems to run a little bit slower and seems to divide up as it runs down the door. But otherwise, it just runs down the door.
So there might be a force on the other side pulling against that door or something to that effect. Stuff is magic. I don't know. Anybody want to take a crack at opening this bad boy, or?
is there like a door handle or?
There is a door handle.
I'm not sure if I want to do that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if I want to do that either. We don't have any friends to. Yeah, I don't know. Is it like a knob or like a twist turn door handle?
It is the doors here, all the doors are mostly the same. They're made of heavy, old, waterlogged, bloated wood, and then they're bounded, or they have rusted iron banding, and then usually like a big bevel, that you would take and you just pull like that.
It's a stone door?
It's a wood door.
Oh, can we throw big rocks at it till we break it?
What big rocks?
Yeah, there's no big rocks nearby. Yeah.
I was just thinking about the tactic we did Monday.
Yeah, but that's because we had rubble.
I have an axe. But I mean, at that point, we might as well just open the door.
Well, I'm thinking whatever touches it might get stuck to it.
Yeah. If I get close to it but not touching it, can I feel like a pull of some sort?
No. Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't feel like there's any kind of force or anything.
Do you want to just ignore it for now, or
what do you think, Nostromo?
I'm curious about what's inside, but I am cautious about it as well. So I think I'd like to see other places first, at least.
Well, here's another idea, and I like that because I agree. The other idea is if we want to waste time on it, we can walk around this big empty space on the map here. It looks like this just might be full of room back there, and see if there might be any crumbling walls we can smash into. But that kind of feels like it might be a waste of time.
yeah, we could just go back to this store later.
Okay, Finbar, which way do you go then?
I say we move further down along the passage here, and we can keep tapping with a pole on the ground, make sure there's no random pit traps. Or
You tap the ground as you go? You take the time to check the ground?
it's probably for the best. This place is not exactly scarce with pit traps.
Okay.
Our old system was turning, not that this catches all pit traps, but turning corners and intersections. Like, that's a turning corner. That's where we always used to do that.
That's a good idea.
Let me make sure.
Saves time a little, but that means it exposes us to, only like 15 to 20%, assuming that those are the best places to put it. Sure, you can put a pit trap right in the middle of the hallway. We wouldn't catch it then.
There is a door here. Let me see. I think.
So this is the good thing of having somebody new in the group who will help us put a pin in things instead of trying to poke around with something that's mysterious and scary when there's all this other stuff around.
Yeah,
Good call.
there is a
That's
door
a very
here.
good call. I think we were all thinking it, but somebody had to say it, and I appreciate that. If I throw a rock at this one, does it stick?
No.
Okay.
It does make noise, however.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing rocks at stuff. Any tiny boots in front of this one, or regular sized boots even?
There are no boots. You can roll a
Any
d6.
haberdashery? I'd like a new
maybe a cape, pauldrons.
Ooh, yeah.
I
We
will-
want to get the door with the cape in front of it.
We want the
That's
cape door. I'll roll a d6 to just check it out. Oh, that's the wrong way.
All right, you got a
I got a
6 right on. Okay, and let me just check that. Okay, and then let me check this. You throw a rock at this door, and you think that you hear hushed whispering on the other side.
Let's do some hushed whispering of our own. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
I didn't. Actually, I'm wearing a heavy helmet.
Open the door.
There may have. Yeah, we should probably. You think we should call out to them or just like bust in?
Bust in.
Let's bust in. Let's do it. Nostromo, bust in.
If you bust in the
Sure.
door? Okay.
We're busting in.
Let's see here. You burst up in the door, and you see something like dodge away, into the dark, and it just like runs off into the dark. And then otherwise, you just see a small space here. I think this is probably 10 feet.
Wait.
This is the
And-
portcullis door.
And there's a
Yeah, I think
there's
we're-
a portcullis that's right here.
That's funny.
And that's the other thing that I met in the 5e game. I went in through that door, things happened, and then eventually I was let out.
Well,
Well, let's
Programming.
shut this door and then move on.
Let's go see if there's any switches on the wall or anything.
Oh, that's
or...
a good idea. If we could raise this portcullis, that'd be great.
Okay, let's see here. You notice when you enter here, like the floor actually syncs with you, but then it stops, and then nothing happens. And then, yeah. And then as you kind of move around, it raises back up again and locks into place, but nothing happens.
We had made a note on a previous map that there was some variety of trap there.
And we don't see any way to raise the portcullis.
It looks like, when you look at it, it looks like something had kept it. Like there are these counter, what do you call the type of things where it can slide and then lock after it falls, and it's locked into place. Yeah, from the mechanisms that are in the walls.
I reckon we move on. I don't
Yeah.
think we need to fiddle with this for more than a few seconds.
All right. Do you go this ways? Is that, I assume you keep exploring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You come to the end of this hallway. Now, this hallway, from that door to this wall, to this door is 40 feet. Okay. And from that Y intersection, it was about 50 feet. I think I already said that. From the door, it's 40 feet. And then you see another door. Now, most of these doors appear to be the same. They're this old, heavy, bloated wood with iron rusted banding and a bevel. And that appears to be what this door is like as well.
Well, either we open this, no matter sort of what magic sticky juice is on it, or we go back around. I figure we should probably keep going on this path. So let's investigate this door for any magic sticky juice. Basic, all the classics. Poke it with a stick, throw a rock at it.
Yeah,
just like if it was a dead squirrel.
Let me stop with the second. I know that happened, but if we add to our repertoire everything we've seen happen, we're gonna have a very long repertoire before every door.
Yeah.
And we're gonna also be alerting anything that's in there, that we're outside.
I think
That's a good point. We should at least check it out, see if we can see any holes in the door frame that might shoot spears.
Sure.
At it.
And if we're nervous about sticky things, it's fine. But we could probably come up with something simpler, like holding a pouch and pushing the pouch toward the door, and then pulling the pouch away. Something quiet like that.
That's a better idea. That's a really good idea, actually. Yeah, I got a rope I can toss at it, but let's just take a look at it. How about that?
All right, you look at the door. It just looks like a normal door with a bevel, wood, iron banding. You can look at it. It doesn't even seem to have a locking mechanism.
I want to poke it with the stick at least.
Okay, you poke it with a stick. What are you trying to do, specifically?
Trying to make sure that it doesn't trigger a trap when I touch it.
Okay, so you're just touching it. Okay, so you touch it, nothing happens.
I think I'll try to open it.
Yeah, let's open this bad boy up.
You grab the bevel, you open the door, and what you see on the other side is a grisly sight. This passageway in here, it has there are the walls of the room are covered in mortared stones. So, whereas most of the walls have set stone blocks that were hewn and cut and put in place and stuff like that, this is almost like concrete, right? It's just one thing of mucky stuff that is just stuck into the wall. And then coming out of the stone in places are skeletons in various parts of them. Like in one part you'll see a hand, and another part of a skull. One part you have just part of its left side, but the rest is stuck in the stone. But the skeletons are all made of stone. you only see that it's these things until, except for one of them is like half its body's out, as if it's trying to get out of the stone. But the skeleton is made of stone, except in its right hand is a sword.
Is it a cool looking sword?
It appears to be a normal sword. And then in addition to that, Finbar, may roll a d6.
Might it make one of us King of Albion?
I got a 5.
You hear something scraping and making wet slapping noises against the stone nearby as it drags itself into view, and it blocks this entire north passage here.
Oh no.
This
boy again.
What do you do?
Probably just like close the door. Go back.
And go back and close the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is this boy again?
We ain't covered that the first time we came out here.
Oh, yes.
Excellent.
we
We're
avoided
not
it.
tougher than we used to be.
Well, at the very least,
I
we
think-
close the door and have a plan before going
Yes,
back.
I agree.
Okay, you're able to do that. You don't have to roll for initiative just to step out and close the door. Now you
I
can
didn't
hear
immediately
it.
see any opposable thumbs on it, so.
Yeah, you hear it sliding in slowly into the room. Meanwhile, what's the plan from there?
That's a good question. You guys said you encountered this thing before? Did you like take a swipe at it, or you guys
No,
just
we
did what just
avoided
did?
it.
Yeah, it wasn't anything intelligent, and it wasn't in our way, and we just walked away from it. So if we want to go in through the room and we see it there, this would be as good an excuse as any to take it out. But
Yeah, if we can. Help.
but it also could take us out. We have no idea
How
what
do
it
you
is.
want to do it?
Yeah.
Well, as you're talking about it, this door gets ripped out of your grip as it's ripped
What?
open.
No!
And
Yeah, I was wrong about the opposable thumbs.
Apparently so.
This thing slides, pulls itself through into this narrow space as you are debating this, and you can roll a d6 for initiative. Finbar.
FYI,
Yeah.
it would have been the other way around though, as far as I would have been in the front.
Oh, yeah. You can go ahead and do
opened
that.
the door, so that's why he's up there. But I would have been in the front next. to him.
No, sure. If you have like a order of battle, you can do that. And then I think it's like that, right?
Of course, I can't actually do anything from back
Well,
here. So.
yeah, I guess me and Caden should probably switch because I have a spear on me.
Well, I was
Yeah.
thinking Caden was in the front because
Actually,
he
that's
opened the door to begin
that's a
with.
good point.
Yeah, I think it'd be in the front.
This all makes sense. Okay, all right, cool. Well, anyways, it's able to act first.
Of course.
And
Sorry, boys.
let's see. Oh, I have to look this up. It does weird things.
Oh.
Oh, really? This gelatinous cube does weird things. doesn't act like a rat or a hobgoblin. Right? That's crazy.
New character time. Woo!
Aha.
Oh
here we
no!
are.
If we get killed and we go inside of it, we're just going to be an embarrassment forever. There's going to be our bodies floating around. Oh
Will
god,
be
that's horrible.
a testament to our failure.
It
Yeah, it's like that time I was killed by
mercifully
weed.
it misses you, Caden, and it's your all's turn to attack. You can
Ah.
attack it. Its target is armor class 11.
I hit armor class 23.
All right,
Does that hit or?
Yeah, for 5 damage.
5, 7. All right, so that's 7 so far.
Dude, I can't hit anything. Dude.
All right. What about Harold?
Right.
Swing away, Harold.
Yeah, I just have to click on the little die on the
Yeah,
character sheet, right?
Yep.
that'll do it.
Yeah, or you. Oh,
Nice, nice, my
Yeah,
man.
you do
You'll love to see it.
do 5 damage there. Okay, you guys are hacking bits of this off. Gelatin's flying against the wall. You can see inside of it. When you hack a bit of it off, a skeleton flops out of part of it, and its chainmail slides off of the remaining skeleton against the ground as there are things trapped inside this thing. Roll another d6 for initiative, Finbar.
Yes,
Oh no,
sir.
you gotta get a 6. You don't.
Nope.
I roll a d20. 17
Did
hits.
not get a
Caden.
6.
Caden, you take
It does.
6. I'm sorry. 2 plus 2 is you take 4 damage, and you must make a saving throw.
Aiden, have you updated your saving throws since whatever level?
Yeah, I think it's 12.
Okay.
I failed.
Oh no! You're pulled inside and you become paralyzed. You're now no longer in the combat. The first person is taken out and dragged inside of the gelatinous cube. Let's see here, and you get
not optimal.
Yeah, I can't recommend that, boys.
All right, let's see here. That makes it your turn. Yeah, your turn.
Wow, that makes it a hard call. I think we should run and just like not risk
Why do
that.
you think we should
No,
run?
wait.
I don't really want to leave
Only kidding.
our best friend.
All right, let's see.
I don't know what armor class it was. If it's 13, I hit.
I think it was 11.
Yeah. So
I
Okay,
hit as
9
well.
damage.
9 damage. Nice. You don't kill it.
That's
Wait, no,
massive.
you know
And-
you do. No, Alaric, describe how you kill it.
Wow. I think I swing and I go high, and surprisingly cuts all the way through it, and we get like 2 halves of a gelatinous cube to be gelatinous cubes.
Yeah, you
now.
like that, and then like it starts to slide, and Caden's
Yeah,
head
like-
is just like from the center of it,
Oh
you're
my
able
God.
to breathe again. And then it just like
Splats on the floor like
disintegrates.
something
Yeah,
out of altered
just-
carbon.
Covered in goo, like
this sticky
like a horror movie.
glue-like substance just covers the floor, and Caden, you're covered in it and slime.
Is this thing acidic or it just paralyzes?
That's a good question.
It was acidic, but it does it as its attack.
Oh.
So Caden, you feel like you're okay right now, but that was really awful when it happened. But
Does anybody have like an empty flask that maybe we could take a bit of this to Ullman?
Good point.
ooh, does
He
anybody?
might be interested
I'm
in
looking.
this.
I don't think so.
Well, we just dumped a bunch of oil out of flasks on the outside.
Oh yeah.
Yep, but I also think I have an empty leather flask. Just so you know.
Okay.
We could take leather and glass and see if it
Yep,
reacts.
I
with
have
either.
a water skin with water and an empty leather flask.
All right.
These stone skeletons are still really weird.
When this thing like dematerializes everywhere, there's bits of skeleton and gear and just stuff covered in goop all over the floor now that is just
Let's
scattered
sift
everywhere.
through the goop.
That's
You
gonna-
guys can do that. I'm dead.
Yeah, I
like the
can see
goop.
where you'd want to avoid that.
Maybe you should start maybe like wiping it off if you can.
Yeah,
You know how like after
I'll
you
borrow
after you
your
shower, you
10-foot
like
pole
squeegee your
stick.
arms off.
I'll borrow you a 10-foot pole, Caden, just to start like poking things and separating things, so I can reduce the amount of goop I have to touch when I'm pick it up.
You poke through, and then you find some bodies, some skeletons. Most of the bodies, you find the remainder of chainmail. It's still in good condition, while the flesh and organs were eaten away. The chainmail is actually perfectly preserved, as well as a spearhead that could be used to construct a spear. And then you find an odd body that's the bones are strangely shaped, and it's longer, as if it were stretched. It's just weird. And it has a quiver of arrows, which, apart from the feather of the arrows are made of metal.
I'll take a
And
look at that with my skills.
oh yeah, you're a bowyer,
Yeah.
a Fletcher as well. So you look at it. These are +1 arrows. They're not magical in that they have some magical aura. They're magical by artifice. They are. You don't know why these things are made of metal, but they're made of some kind of metal that's some of the lightest you've ever felt before. There's something weird about how these were made. But anyways, they are +1.
All right, we'll grab that. And also, I believe I will. I have plenty of weight that I can carry before I even go to the next category. I like to try to collect the odd elongated skeleton bones, because that looks interesting to investigate. I'll leave the regular bones
Only the special bones for
because I'm jaded toward regular
So
bones. See them every time.
Are you thinking of taking the elongated bones to Ullman as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might, if I knew that chick with the magic user with so if she does any research on anything anatomical, I'd prefer to take it to her first. But if not, then it would be Ullman.
She won't pay you, but she might be able to identify it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
just
okay.
in case there's any information we can get, rather than just bringing him something we don't know where we're bringing.
You also find in here a flawless gem that has this prismatic quality of it's multifaceted, multicolored, and huge. You estimate this is probably worth 1,200 gold pieces.
Oh, nice.
And
Paid for the expedition.
And then there's just all the gold that whoever these people were had gathered in sacks from this place. You find 400 gold pieces.
Hey, Kane, was it worth getting slimed?
No.
Remains to be seen.
Sorry, and the quiver of arrows was how many arrows?
There are 5.
Thank you.
I think at this point, I would like to, if I can get some of the slime off it, I'd like to exchange my ring mail for chain mail.
Okay, yeah, you could put the chainmail on. This is going to take a round. You're examining this stuff anyway, so you do that while that's happening.
Which will bring me to 9 squares of weight, because I meet the weight.
Does he turn into a woman or
nothing,
anything
yeah.
weird happen?
Right, yeah, he doesn't turn 1 foot tall.
Okay.
Do I look cool?
You
Yes,
do
I
look
think you
cool.
do. Nice.
Yeah, there is that
Kinda
effect.
dashing look.
That's all I'm here
All
for.
right, where do we go from there, Finbar?
Well, I guess we can go back in the room and go up to see where this guy came from. I'm assuming that it connects to a room that we've already been to.
Okay. Yeah, you go up into this room, and the room is otherwise completely empty except for all the slime covering the floor. This seemed to be its lair, but it seemed to keep all the things within it. There's nothing valuable in here.
A nomadic slime cube.
Are there any spaces between the floors?
You notice that the floor, the tile of the floor, juts into the wall here, and that there's a small gap there.
I'm sorry if you could point it again because I was looking at my character sheet. It juts into the wall. Okay. So worth looking at, I guess.
Yeah,
I would totally agree.
Lift up the floor panel with a 10-foot pole or something.
Okay, you take the 10-foot pole and you try to move the floor panel. The floor panel doesn't seem to move when you try to move the floor panel.
I can pour a little bit of water around. Oh, let me move myself. Like here and here, pour water along the edge of the wall.
Okay, yeah, you
Like
pour
this 3-block thing.
You pour water along the wall and it runs. Wait, where did you? I didn't see the ping. Can you do that again?
Those 3 squares, like right there.
It's not working. I don't know.
Oh, you don't see Alaric moving?
Is it right there?
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just lagged. Okay, now
Yeah,
it's doing
definitely
okay.
lagged.
Okay, cool.
I was moving those 3 squares there.
Yeah, so you pour water, and what it does is it kind of gathers and tumbles into rivulets, and then comes together, coalesces, runs together, and then you see some of the water is falling under the stone under the wall.
Okay.
Oh, so we should
Probably
check
a
that wall
passageway.
there.
Yes, let's check that wall there.
All right, what do you do?
That's a good question. So it's going under the wall. Can we pry bar either the stones of the ground or the wall?
You have a crowbar?
I do have a crowbar.
Before we crowbar it, let's spend a thing looking around for depressions or anything that's movable before we try to, in case there's something that can be opened and closed at will versus breaking it.
That sounds fine.
Good idea.
Alaric, do you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, Alaric, you press around and you find that the stone actually moves forward when you press it.
So no need
Alright.
for the crowbar. It's fine, it's whatever. Okay.
Let's try moving it forward and see what's ahead.
You push it forward and you find then it slides off to the side.
Nice.
The stone slides. Oh, good. It actually.
A quick note here: your hands are all sticky now, Alaric. You got slime, bro.
This room, by the way, is 30 feet north to south and 50 feet east to west. It has kind of concave corners at the north end. And then this room, this little hallway is just 10 feet across. There's a secret passage here, and the passageway goes 40 feet off into the distance and then turns left and right.
Oh, let's go down the secret passage.
Yeah.
Harold, which way?
Yeah,
Right
give us
or
a direction.
I'd say down.
All right.
Let's keep poking the floor though, just in case.
left? Sure. Let's poke the floor according to like he said, and let's go south.
I'll say you
This
do
time
that.
we'll
Then
poke a lot.
if you do that, you're going to travel half the distance as you poke the floor ahead of you as you go. Now I'm going to move you the distance you'd go.
Real quick, considering that this is a secret tunnel, I think we do what Dan said earlier and poke it at junctions. I think that's a good idea.
All right.
So as to not as drastically reduce our speed.
Let's see. Now it's been an hour and 10 minutes of dungeon time at this point. You've actually accomplished a lot in an hour and 10 minutes of dungeon time. So you're poking. So you poke around because you come to this alcove, and in poking this alcove, who's got it, by the way? The 10-foot pole.
That would be Caden.
I do. Yep.
Caden, you find that the floor here shifts when you poke it with a 10-foot pole, like other floors.
Nice call,
alcoves.
Harold.
Yeah, we'll try to lift it up.
All right, you pull it off to the side, and you find that there was a trap laid in that alcove.
Is there anything past the trap, or?
No, it's just it goes down 15 feet vertically into a stone pit, and that's it.
And there's nothing down there that we can see.
There's nothing else of note down in there now.
Oh, okay.
That's a heck of a pit. Let's carry on further down.
Yeah. Looks like stairs down.
Or stairs up.
These stairs lead down, and from here, if you go down into this, it goes into a dark tunnel down lower. It has a tinny echoing sound, and the ceiling here only goes to about 6 feet, just right up above your heads, and for some of you, just at your head. You're kind of, going down here, and you think you hear even the echoes of water from somewhere. It's cavernous. It's like it was never finished here. This continues on for this hallway from the stairs for 60 feet, and then it turns north for 20 feet, and then it continues on for 30 feet. As you go in this unfinished passage, you come up into where there is a pit, and you're looking up from the pit.
Ah, I know where we are.
I know where we are too.
I'll pan
Yes.
the
Well
token.
See the stairs.
I believe we dropped a torch and a door down here.
Were you using the 10-foot pole while you were doing this?
At our junctures, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
End of holes and turns and branches.
Okay. All right. You come.
So-
There's this pit going up 15 feet up above you. What do you do now?
We'll go back and pick up the other direction.
Did we pass any doors before we went this way? Or
No.
okay, then let's go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're going back, I have a theory. I think somebody fell down this pit and just tunneled their way out of it. What do you guys think about that?
That's one patient and well-supplied tunnel.
Actually, all he brought was a shovel. He knew it was going to happen. So, is there anything to the down here? Like, is it just a little alcove at the end?
Just
of the wall?
ends. It looks like it was never finished. Yeah.
Yeah. Guy decided it would be better to go the other way when he was tunneling up.
And do you continue to use the 10-foot pole the whole time?
Not the way we already passed. but
Not the way that we came. Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. In that case, you get this far before I check, or before we do the time. Okay. So
What?
Ripley.
Timmy is in the trap door.
He dug all the way through.
So this goes back to that secret entrance, and then this corridor continues on. This corridor continues for 60 feet to the end of your lantern light before it slants off to the northeast.
You wanna go check it out?
Yeah, probably. I don't see where else we would go according to my mapping.
Okay. You go up here and you find it becomes narrow. I'm going to lead you to kind of 120 feet, and it starts to zigzag in this narrow 7-foot passageway that's only about 6 feet tall, and it zigzags back and forth for this takes you 20-30 minutes. You're going to see these tokens move like crazy. It's probably going to take more like 30 or 40 minutes to do this.
Oh my gosh, my map is so scuffed right now.
This is
Wait, this might be the...
I think this might be the secret passage that guy was talking about.
Yeah, this goes all the way around to the other side of this entire complex. And then when you make it here, you come to a door that has a scrap of paper sticking out of it.
Okay, so...
It didn't leave outside.
Yeah, it did not lead outside. I'm thinking that old buddy came in normal way, mouth of dude style. We probably could have asked him if he entered through a big hole in the ground, or if it was like a face with a mouth.
Unless we missed something.
Yeah, I guess, but
it's now 2 hours and 10 minutes of dungeon time.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking. Since we're over here already,
Well, down the other path.
we can go
The south
south out of this room and then to the right, or
Yeah,
all the way down.
there's a trap door that we can avoid and see what goes past that.
Yeah.
Okay. You've already mapped this room, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you a little bonus as far as checks. All right, you make it to this corridor. Where do you go from here?
Okay, so I want to get your guys' opinion, because there's a corridor way far south which has not been mapped, but I'm thinking that might lead to the ladder to level 2, and then there's a way to the right that we have no idea, I think, of what that could possibly be. So I think we could go to the right. What do you think?
The one.
Yeah.
Wait, you're saying past? I see a secret door south, and then there's a trap door. I'm looking on the drawn map. A trap door to the east, as it were. I was thinking of going there because it's on the outside.
Yes. Okay. All right. We're in agreement then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the outside first.
So at the vantage where we are, go straight to the right. There does look like a door. There might be there, and we know that there's a trap door here that we've been mapped already.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes of dungeon time. You go to the right and you make it this far, and everybody can make a dexterity save.
Well, we knew there was a trap door there.
Yeah.
A trap door there?
Or it's some
pit trap. It's on the
trap.
map.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
we were just using the wrong word.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, you knew that. Yeah, that's right, because you used the spell. Okay.
That's true.
We'll make it really obvious there. But others...
In Fantasy Grounds, if I click my token, it's my picture on the character sheet. It puts me where I am, but I somehow misplaced myself.
All right. So this hallway is, from the secret entrance that led into the bandit lair. It's about 70 feet across, with that pit trap in the middle of it. When you come to the end of it, there's a hallway that goes about 30 feet to the south, and then it elbows to the right 20 feet and then continues south.
Can you put me on the map somehow by clicking the thing to put me there or whatever? Thank you. Yeah, because I lost where I was.
Finbar, do you continue?
What do you guys think? It's probably just based on our work perception time, probably 7 p.m. ish. I'm thinking. Just based again, total estimates. We can head back if you guys want. We can continue exploring.
Oh, we got time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
We got
all
10 minutes. Maybe 8 minutes at least. Let's keep going quickly.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. The first thing of note that you come to is this long hallway that I mentioned after the 20-foot elbow. It's about 70 feet north to south, and then it elbows to the right 90 degrees. At the end of that corridor is a door, and then it turns left. What do you do?
At the end, there's a door and there's a turn. Nostromo, what do you think?
Let's go straight.
Okay, through the door?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's take a look at it, see if there's anything
All right. You,
unusual about it, at least.
yeah, you come up to the door. And there doesn't seem to be anything special about the door.
All right, I'll open it.
Except
Wait, hold on.
when you start to open the door, you notice that the floor is on a slightly different level, like an inch different than where you're at currently. That's the only thing.
Is it raised or sunken?
Sunken.
Okay. Does the rest of the room look to be at that same level?
When you look, no, it actually seems like this. The plates, the stone slabs that were brought in here that were put down are just like an inch below the other stone slabs on the other side.
If we see no,
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if we see nothing and there's a path to continue, why don't we put a question mark on the map and continue? Because we're at the end.
On it.
Poke the floor with the stick.
This way we might be able to map more things.
You want to poke the floor with the stick?
Yep.
Caden's always poking with the stick. Go ahead.
You poke the floor with a stick, and all of a sudden, and there's a gush of wind that blows from within the room, from somewhere within the ceiling and cracks, and then nothing happens.
Oh. Yeah, let's put a question
We're
mark
just
on this.
farted on by a room.
Some hair just blew off us. That's it.
All right, this corridor continues, beyond the edge of your lantern light. At about 40 feet, which you can tell is about halfway down this corridor, there's a door to your right, and then it continues on for another 40 feet. You think that the entire hallway is 80 feet north to south.
Well, I guess continue checking that stuff and, what he said before, Harold said before, just check the doors and then continue.
The air that blew through, did it have any smell to it? Unusual smell?
A smell? The air? No. It.
Yeah, but that blew through that. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
no.
carbon monoxide. We're all dead anyway.
Dead men walking.
We should bring a canary next time.
It's now 2.5 hours.
No, they all
of
died
action
outside.
time.
Yeah, then we burned them to death.
Finbar, you said you want to check this door?
That's what we did last time. Nostromo, thoughts?
Yeah, sure.
Door it is.
Okay. What do you do with the door?
I'll open it.
Okay, Caden opens the door. Caden, you can roll a d6.
Is this room gonna fart on us too?
Unfortunately, Caden, you were surprised as you opened the door. And these things are fast. And they and small. And they swarm the edge of the door where you're at on a surprise round. Now, only 4 can make it. But they just they appear to be so hungry. You
Yes,
can
my
tell.
rat.
Do I have any chance of seeing this and reacting to like throwing myself at Caden to push him out of the way to be in the path?
Surprise round. Yeah, no
Okay.
way.
Yeah.
The only one of them hits, and then let's see. Let's see if there's anything special about this rat. Nope.
A week with all in the dark again.
Right.
Sorry, just quick question. Did this door open into the room or into the hallway?
I would say that probably into the hallway. Yeah.
Okay.
Opened it, and anyways, you take 2 points of damage, Caden, and then now Finbar, you can roll a d6 for initiative. You got to beat a 6. Oh no.
I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, 4 more are going to attack Caden again in the doorway. Does a 16 hit?
Yep.
Okay, you take 4 points of damage, and Oof. Okay, and nothing else happens. All right, and it's Ross' turn. I'll say Alaric, you can hit. I'll say 2 of you can fit there.
Okay.
Well, I was also going to suggest we could probably, we might be able to close the door as well.
I hit
You
with a
could
20.
you could close the door. That's an option.
You could probably kill like 4 of them.
Alaric could also just like destroy this entire room.
I will say that there's no benefit to killing anything in this game. If you close the door and leave, you get the same XP as if you killed them all. But
if there's anything in that room, we didn't get to check it out.
That's a good point.
But that's true too. That's true too.
They're rats.
Anyways,
And they're rats. I think
They're rats.
You,
we already took on big Jello over there.
You
that sounds like Big Pharma or something.
Monsanto.
What could go wrong now? Caden, you can attack also.
So I hit at least 1.
I want to cure myself though.
Okay, you can do that. All right, and then Finbar, roll a d6 for initiative. Yep. Oh wait, and anybody with a polearm, you can do that too.
Did any of my other hits hit? The 13 or 20?
The 10 and 7 didn't. The 20 and 13 did, and they're dead.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
All right,
So at least a 13.
Misses, and then...
All right, I rolled a 6 on my hit points.
Go ahead and roll a
nice.
D... Actually, you don't have to roll a d6. You all can attack again. You can go ahead and attack again.
I take it they rolled a 1 on initiative.
Yep. That's dead, that's dead, that's
3
dead.
hits.
Okay.
And 1 hit is very little damage, too. Is an 11 hit?
You have to hit an armor class of 12.
Okay, Caden missed.
I have not hit a single thing this game.
Oh,
I'm starting to
that
think
was
that
me
you
for
guys
the
don't like
first
me.
2 sessions.
All right, and Harold? Nice, okay.
Nice.
All right, Harold.
And Harold takes 1 out as well. Okay, and then it's their turn.
And he shakes it off the halberd.
And I think they're even more desperate. I think if anything, I'm going to roll a d6 to see if they stop and start eating their friends. They do. They stop and they start just eating each other instead.
I'm starting to think if we just closed the door, they all would have perished for hunger in the next 5 minutes anyway.
Well, let's help them along the way.
You can easily just scare them off or stick them and kill them. They're no challenge.
This may be the last room we can look at. What's in this room? Anything?
Yeah, let's do a on search.
Yeah, you take the time to search the room. Everybody can roll a d6 if you want.
We're on pest control duty today. Cleaning off slime, killing spiders, killing rats.
A 2, and a 5 so far.
Oof.
And that would be 1 more, Harold. Or was Harold CT Ham? I'm sorry, I don't know who.
No, that's me. Sorry.
Okay.
Nostromo?
I'm sorry. There it is.
Nice.
Very good. 4.
Yeah, so in this round, so this is what's going on in this room. Unfortunately, what's going on is that the room is covered, actually, although it's not depicted on the map, in bedding and straw and feces and muck and other dead things and bones, and they've created a nest in this place. There's a very good chance that there's something in this nest of value, but it will take time to find it.
Well, I grew up in a orphanage. I've seen worse in rooms.
I got you one better. I grew up on a farm. I've seen this exact same room.
All right. I bow down to you.
So you could probably find something in here, but it's going to take time.
I'd like to take the time.
All right.
Let's take the time.
Caden's already slimy. Let's get rat poopy.
Everybody roll a d6 again.
We're going to be one stinky adventuring party coming back.
I got
my
a 1.
guns of 2.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Caden,
me too.
Caden, finally you find in this this disgusting mess, you peel apart some sticky rubbish that has like stuck together. You peel it apart, and behind it is bits of a no longer alive adventuring party from some time long ago. Within their bags and purses and stuff, you find pouches of coins, 20 gold pieces, 100 silver pieces, 231 copper pieces, a silver necklace worth 25 gold pieces, a fork, and a bottle of half of a fluid that you're not sure what it is.
Oh,
Doesn't somebody already have a spoon?
Was that a fork or a spork?
In this
a
case,
fork.
it's a plain old fork.
Primitive people.
And
Wow.
you have survived yet another foray into Rappan Athuk once again.
Ooh, we end on treasure. That's good.
And you make it
Yeah, we
back
cleared out
to
most of the first level.
the Bristleback Inn. Do you want to, in the time we have left, does anybody want to go talk to Ulman Dark?
Yeah, let's bring him. Let's bring
Yeah.
him the half glass of liquid and the. Well, maybe not the half glass of liquid. I don't know about that, but definitely the slime. See what he thinks about that.
Okay, let's see. You go out into. It probably takes another day and a half to get back, so you probably get back like in the morning of the next day. Let's see here, and you make it to the hut on the edge of the water. Who goes and approaches the hut?
I've never interacted with the Omen Dark, so somebody else is gonna have to do this one. I
I've interacted with him more than I want to, but yes, I can do it again.
I would say the opposite
you have
is the
better
case.
charisma.
Like, if you could do whatever you want, but certainly.
I'm actually going to go against my better judgment because of the fact that it's at the very end. We have very little time. I'm going to also show him the elongated bones.
Okay, so you approach the door of the hut, and the greasy, stringy man, hunched back with one big eye, like
I love this guy.
throws up in the door, and he's like, "Ah, Alaric, so good to see you. Oh, where's Flanagan? I mean, is Flanagan okay?"
Yeah, Flanagan's fine other than the sweating. He's hanging out.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, yes.
What can Ulman Dark do for you?
We ran across some new interesting things that we have never seen before.
Oh,
Well, we did see it, but first time we killed it. A very odd-shaped, viscous, giant square thing that ambled through.
yes.
like
Let me see it.
cleaning
Let me
itself.
see it, please.
Oh, well, we can't bring the whole thing, but we brought these pieces for you, and we'll bring
Good.
them out the flesh of this.
Yeah, he takes the flask that has the goo in it, and he puts the goo in a little bit of fire, and he takes like a strange
We have a
insect.
couple oil flasks of it.
He takes a strange insect that's screeching.
Oh
and
my
he
god,
drops
screeching
it,
insects.
drops it into the goo, and then it like sizzles and like eventually freezes and then starts to dissolve. And he's like, "Oh, this is wonderful. Yes, I'll pay you 300 gold for this."
Awesome.
How many
Now-
flasks did we have of it total?
I'm sorry, what?
How many flasks did we grab of it?
We have
grab of it
4
total?
flasks and 1 leather flask of it.
Okay.
He's just gonna pay for one. He just wants
Yeah,
to
that's what I
sample.
figured. One price
Oh,
for everything.
oh,
I'm just
oh.
saying, that's how much we get. Then I have something you may find very interesting. I certainly did. I've never seen anything like this. It was a creature, kind of human, but it had elongated bones, and it was carrying this metallic arrow that I've never seen the metal before. It's very lightweight, and I kind of showed him.
You show him the arrow.
I show him the
Looks at
arrow.
it. Yes.
I'm not giving him the arrow. I'm showing him the arrow. And I say, this is what it looked like. And I do it like a dramatic reveal as I drop out the bones from the
Oh, you
backpack.
tumble out the bones, and
Yeah,
there's
it's
this like a human skeleton, but it looks almost like it's been stretched.
Yeah.
And it looks just different. And he takes it, and he's like, "Oh, this is lovely. This is a very nice specimen. They're very hard to find now, you see.
Yeah.
Although, I suspect that you have... Well, perhaps they have seen you based on some things you've told me. This is what's called a Yinian. Or,
A Yinian.
yes, or an elf. I will give 500 gold for this body.
All right. 500 gold for the body.
He drags it. You think you faintly hear giggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Olin. I don't think there was anything else we had, was there?
There's the potion if you want him to identify it. but it costs money to identify it.
We can
a few bucks for it.
How much does it cost?
Yeah.
I think it's 250 gold pieces to identify a magic item.
a lot. Why don't we?
Maybe we hang on to that for a little bit longer.
If there's anything else that, and then he looks at Caden and he sniffs a little bit and he's like, anything else that you may have experienced, if any strange boils appear on your body, I would want to help you. You know.
I was bitten by some rats. I don't know.
Where's the bite? Can I see the bite?
Yeah, I'll show it to him.
He grabs your arm like it's a piece of meat and sniffs it. He's like, no, it's just an arm. But I'm glad you're okay. Yes, of course.
Yes, except for my shadow, but I'll get that back eventually, I think.
Sure, of course.
I'll go looking for it.
Well, good day to you. And he closes the door.
Yes.
We need to make one more stop quickly at the jeweler.
Oh, yes, the interesting rule.
I mean, yeah, if you want to resolve that in just a minute,
Might as well.
that would be fast, right? You see when you enter the jeweler's shop, it's a you see an old, short, stout, wide man, and bald head, and he's got spectacles that he wears. He waddles up to the door and he says, Caden, brother Caden and Alaric, and I don't recognize you. What's your name? And turns toward Finbar and Harold.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I'm Finbar MacDare. My father was Dare. You may have met my uncle Niall.
I do know
parts.
Niall. Niall's a good man. He's lived up in these parts for a long time.
That's my uncle.
Oh, well, I see that you've decided to take the risky business of this lot. But anyways, and then to Harold and Finbar, he says, my name is Calgor, and I deal with rocks and precious stones. And if you find any, I can appraise them for a price, and I can also cut them for you to attempt to increase their value if you ever need it. Otherwise, I'll buy them off of you. Now, who will make the charisma save?
Not I, said the fly.
I've got +1 with 15 charisma.
All right, go for it. And this gem was 1,200 gold, so... All right, and you rolled a 10, so he says...
Very middle of the ground.
Oh, this is a beautiful piece. I would say this is worth 1,200 gold, to be honest. And I'll buy it from you.
We definitely wish to sell that.
Yeah.
Very well. A good day for me. I can find a buyer for this. Or cut
What
it.
about the necklace that we found?
That would go to Rasmus.
We found a necklace?
Yes, we did find a necklace along with the fork. But I don't know.
You can go ahead and roll a d20, a charisma save for Rasmus Pie as well.
What was the gem? Like, what kind of stone was it?
Oh my.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a prismatic thing.
I haven't gotten the natural ones out of my system yet.
That's a natural
Not
one.
ideal.
Yeah, I got a 2.
Where is the necklace? Where did you...
It's an adjusted natural one, though. Everybody else who rolled that one would have gotten a 1. I got a 2.
Massive Doom. I don't want to
He
hold you
raises
guys
a
up.
great point.
Let's see here. Where is it?
That's how I weasel out of responsibility.
Trying to move fast.
You want to do an aid another check? I'm just...
At least
So that
you
is
have a
cute.
+1 to weasel out of responsibility.
The gem. I'm trying to remember, where did you find the necklace?
It's in the thing where we had the fluid, the fork, the necklace, 20 gold piece. I think that was the gelatin room.
The rat room.
Oh, the rat. It was the rat.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well,
Last
the good
thing I
news
gem
is
was the gelatin.
the necklace is not worth much anyway. So he looks at it and he says, "I'll give you 10 gold for it."
Sounds good to me.
All right. And that's where we'll end the adventure tonight. You all
Okay.
made it safely back to
I have
Zoltar's
your
Ferry.
gold for everybody if they wish to have it.